So the lesson for this week is actually a lesson about not really about real estate, but the business part of being in real estate, especially when you have a website or ads that you're putting out there. Like maybe you're looking for sellers, maybe you're looking for buyers, maybe you're doing test ads for renting your property, which is really important, by the way. We'll talk about that another time, but test ads. So my lesson today is about intellectual property. So as you know, Cashflow Academy has a website, Athena Paquette has a website. So we have a couple of websites dedicated to different groups. And one of them is my mortgage site. On that mortgage site, there's images, as both sites have. There's images of like you probably enjoy the little bus ride people, the people going on a road trip, or the tax graphic I have. So there's a lot of different graphics and pictures. And before April of 2019, I had Krista, who owns a marketing company, doing all the, I write the articles and then she pretties them up and puts them on the website as a blog. And then I hired DG Studios, and I don't think they really used any images. So anyway, the other day I got a legal letter, a legal thing saying that I had used someone else's copyrighted material, their intellectual property, or IP for short. And they sent screenshots of the images that they claim are this artist or this person's pictures or photos, and that I don't have a license to use them. So I reached out to Krista with no response. I reached out to DG Studios, and they said no, that they had not curated those images. So anyway, so because I don't have receipts and I don't have proof of my own, I'm kind of at a loss. Now, if you've ever been to sites like 123rf.com, which it means royalty free, short for royalty free, or if you've ever been to iStock, or even an artist, a lot of artists have their own websites with their images. Getty Images, for example, is another site. Actually, I think Getty owns iStock now, but there's all these sites out there where you can buy images. And I often do that if you've seen the city pictures, right? The skylines that I put on our ads. All of those I pay money for. There are some that are free, but they're usually not big enough for the website. They have to be a certain size. So typically you're paying a little bit of money. Maybe it's $3, $5. The most I try and cap it at about $10. And you're probably wondering, where am I going with all these small dollar items? The point of it is the letter from the attorney's office said that I owed them, or they were demanding $825 for these 4 images that were used on the website, that now I don't have a receipt to prove that I purchased, and the people who might have purchased it on my behalf are not responding. So I'm pretty sure Krista paid for everything, but because she's not responding, I'm at a loss what to do. So I then asked this person that sent the letter, the coordinator from the lofts. I said, can you send me proof that you own this image, first of all, because anyone can say that, right? And then I asked her to look up Boutique Marketing, Krista Magison, DG Studio, just to make sure that there's not a separate license on their record, because I wanted them to be on the record as saying that they don't have an agreement with those companies to use those images. So the lady got back to me and said no. So I'm probably going to have to settle, but this was a lesson. It never occurred to me that if I hire a third-party marketing and any kind of company like that that's doing work on your behalf where there's a license needed, you really should either own the license yourself, like have them charge your credit card for the purchase of these images or documents, whatever it is that the intellectual property is, like a contract. A lot of attorneys will do boilerplate contracts. You do not want to take that off the internet. You want to actually go to their site and pay for it, because then they could, if you didn't pay for it, they could sue you for multiples of the original amount. Like in this case, I'm sure these images were probably $10 images, maybe $15 if there are some images that people want $50 and $100 for if they're really great photography or something like that. But for the most part, it's $10. So imagine now I've got 3 or 4 images that they want $800 for. You could save yourself a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of worry, obviously, and a lot of legal fees, because my attorney said for him to defend me and fight it off would cost more than the $800 they want. And that's, I think, by design, obviously. So, and in Googling this person's name, tons of things come up about him going after people for uses of his, this law firm going after money for unlicensed use of the images or the intellectual property. So I thought that was a good warning, because as you grow your business, let's say you want to be in the note business, you're probably going to have a website that says we buy notes, or note investors are we, you know, you're going to have some kind of website to send people to. And so you want to be careful what words you use. Don't copy and paste other people's words. Use your own words. Obviously, don't use the images that I just talked about. So anyway, if you're going to build a website or have a banner at a real estate function, anything where you're using an image, a logo, even words in a certain font can be taken as looking too much like another company's logo script. So anyway, just be careful about using intellectual property of any kind. And my big lesson was, if you use a third-party vendor, insist on you paying for the image with your own credit card, or get the invoices and you know, the little confirmation slip that they paid for the image, and they're like a receipt of some kind, because otherwise you can end up in this boat. Now, truth be told, probably I could fight it, but again, it would cost a lot of money to fight it. They're claiming this image was first developed or created in December 2019, and Krista left April of 2019, and DG Studios didn't do anything with images. And I know I didn't, because I pay for everything and I don't recognize the images. So I probably could fight it off, but that would be a long battle. So it's just a waste of money, because an attorney office, a law firm is churning out requests for money to people who, like me, can't prove anything. So you know, and it's the fee or the dollar amount is so low, it's not worth fighting. So that's our lesson for this week. It's not really to do with real estate, but it's to do with saving yourself the hassle of being accused of using unlicensed copyrighted material.